Hey guys, Carlos Colon here with Georgia Permanent Homes, and today we're going to be talking about secrets to becoming wealthy, or secrets of the wealthy, and we're going to be going into a couple of generic details on what ways to think, what ways to spend your money in order to move in the right direction for that. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and comment. We have new videos coming out every Monday. So check this one out, and if you haven't seen some of the other content that we've posted that's also real estate related, check out our channel. And so you are in a position now where you are making money in some way, shape, or form, and you want to know, okay, well, how do I turn this into a wealthy life or lifestyle? What does that look like? What kind of things should I do? And I'm glad that you're even looking at this video or thinking about this, because not many people do. So we're going to go over 4 things that I think are vital in the way that people think and the actions that they take that take them from average to wealthy. And hopefully this will apply to your life. And if you have other ideas, I would love to hear your comments. Comment down below, and I'll be happy to put my 2 cents on it, or maybe video one of your ideas. So, the first way I would say that you should probably move your finances from being average to moving towards wealthy is to consciously begin to invest your money in some investments. Now, that is very generic, but I'll be specific here in a second. The word consciously is the most important part here. A lot of people will go, well, I'm putting money into stocks, every month. Okay, which stocks? Why are those important? How are those appreciating? And what's the end game? When are you going to pull that money out? When are you able to use that money? What does that look like? Okay, that's what I mean by consciously. So that's an example for stocks. If you're doing that in real estate, okay, well, why am I buying this? Am I looking to rent it, flip it? What kind of money am I going to make, and in what kind of timeline? And so we're actively and consciously putting our money towards something that's going to make more money. And so that's a very important part of becoming wealthy, is to consciously invest. Now, you don't have to be the smartest person in the world to understand this concept. I have $1. I want to buy something for $1 that I can resell to make 2. Great. Or lend it to somebody to make $1 every month, and after 2 or 3 months I've tripled my money. Wonderful. Yay. That's what I mean, is spending your money wisely in such a way where you get a return on that money and then eventually get your money back. Right? So that's number 1. Okay? Consciously spend your money on investments. Number 2, and this is the one that people get wrong a lot. Live well below your means. Okay? And so I'm not saying don't live a lavish lifestyle or go out and have nice dinners, but what I am saying is, if you're on a $100,000 a year salary, live well below that. Pretend like you're at a $30,000 a year salary, or $40,000, and then the rest of that money should be the money that you're either, living with for some lifestyle, a little bit of that, and the rest of that should be investments into making you more wealthy, and the rest of that should be money that is used towards making you more wealthy. So if you don't have a budget, which is what we're really talking about here and describing, that's what you should be using. So if I have, again, $100,000, or for the sake of this and simplifying this, let's say I have $120,000 I make a year, so I'm making $10,000 a month. Yay, wonderful. Okay, what am I going to spend that $10,000 on? How much do I need to live that month? And then the rest of that should be money that I invest in some way, shape, or form. How do I do that? That's what we're talking about. Okay, so live well below your means in order to be able to take the next steps, and then you can consciously spend that money on whatever comes next. So that's number 1 and 2 combined. All right, number 3. Okay, and this is going to sound a lot like the last one, but it's not. Okay, number 3 is spend less money than you make. Okay, number 2 was live below your means. Okay, so that is not the same thing. All right, living well below your means. What kind of car do I drive? What kind of house do I own and live in? What else do we have? We're talking about lifestyle choices. Spending less money than you make we're talking about generic spending, like going out to eat every single day and spending $100 every single day on either fast food or dinners. And you do that, it adds up very quickly. I mean, in a week alone, that's $700 if you do $100 a day. So you've got to be very conscious about how much money you're spending. If you have a shopping addiction and you're going out and spending $100 to $150+ a day, it adds up very quickly, and you don't see it coming until you realize, where's all my money going? You've got to be very conscious about how much money you're spending. And as long as we can spend less money than we make on a daily basis. Back when I used to have a regular hourly job, I used to think about this. How much money am I making today? How much money have I spent today? Okay, I did that daily. So let's say that daily my mind was set up to think, okay, I am making $120, $150 today. Okay? All right. However, I just spent $30 between gas, food and snacks for the day, and I don't know, maybe I got some dinner, going home, right? I spent 30 of that 150 or 120 for that day. So, hey, I have a net gain of this amount of money. Wonderful, cool. And then I challenged myself to go, okay, well, could I just do $20 today or $10, $15? And so this is a great way of thinking that'll help you save a lot of money. By the end of the month, you'll have a lot of money and you'll realize I probably spend a lot more money on food and gas and all these other things than I think I do. And it will help control your finances in such a way where you'll have money left over to be able to invest your money. And that leads to that wealth. Wealth isn't about just making $1 million in a year. Wealth is about, okay, let's say you make $100,000, $300,000 in a year. How much of that can you keep? And it starts with your daily habits. The last little nugget of advice that I'll leave you guys with is going to be how you invest your money or where you get that money from. And so I gave an example of having $100,000 a year. Well, let's go down to average income, $30,000, $40,000 a year. Where do you go from there? I mean, I don't have $100,000 I'm making, so how do I go from that to wealthy? Well, you make smart financial decisions and you start to leverage other people's money in order to get there. Here's what I mean by that. So no matter what pay scale you're at, the best way to think about something is, back to that simplified version that we were talking about. If I have $1, I buy something for $1 and I sell it for $2, or maybe I rent it or loan it out for $1 per month, right? But let's say I don't have $1, okay? Well, how much would it cost me to borrow $1, right? So if it costs me $1.50 to borrow $1, okay, can I still sell that for $2 or $3 when I get done with whatever I'm looking to do? And so this is where credit starts to become very important in your life. And so if you start when you're young and you keep a high credit score, make sure that you don't have a whole lot of debts counting against you, it makes borrowing money from banks and mortgage companies a whole lot easier to be able to invest that money in something else. So take that into consideration, because it's not always about buying cash. And truth be told, if I had $100,000 today to spend on something, I wouldn't do it. I would probably leverage that money into other loans so I could stretch that money further in order to be able to make more investments otherwise. So I hope that helps, and I hope I brought some clarity to some of the ways that you can take your life from where you are and go from average income to wealthy, and start to think about these things. If anything, I hope that you take away just one piece of advice that you can use on a daily basis, which is just that. I mean, even if you just boil down your pay to a daily basis and go, how much of that money have I spent today? And just really boil that down and make it as small as possible, you'll start to see the money add up. So, thank you so much. Again, like, subscribe, comment, and we've got another video coming out on Monday, so please make sure to tune in. And if you have any other questions, please give us a call, 770-314-1285, or check out our website at www.georgiaperimeterhomes.com. Thanks.